seriously. Don't look at the screen up.
Children love the books.
Name the movie. 3, 2, 1, Elf. You got it wrong. Okay, just kidding. Alright, for real though.
The sliding is like, hey son, hey world.
Alright, you gotta get a little closer here. Alright. Oh, Money Sid.
I love you, Patty. Sorry.
Ooh, I think this might be money.
Okay.
Get it right. Hold on. I landed on the desk. So, here's the deal. If you are watching this video, then that means you probably saw this advertised on Instagram, or you just came across it on YouTube because you watch our channel and you love what we post. So this video came about because honestly, Caitlin and I, we live in Los Angeles now, and we are from South Carolina. We grew up about 45 minutes away from each other, but did not meet each other until we were in our sophomore year of college in a little town called Spartanburg, and we met at college. And so started our relationship there, dated for almost 4 years, got married almost 6 months ago. That was amazing. And about, I don't know, 8 months before we got married, we found out that we had a job and a place to live out in Los Angeles, specifically Orange County. And so we said, we're gonna do it. And there's a lot of backstory to why we just knew that we needed to come out here. And so we just kind of wanted to share a little bit of specifically to our friends, to anybody new too, this is helpful information for y'all to just understand why we are where we are and where we are in our life. So we're just gonna be pretty candid with y'all and just share some things about our life and where we are now. But before that, I'm just gonna give a little bit of context to why we're where we are right now. So you want me to start?
Yeah, take it away.
So basically, I'm a super dreamer. If anybody knows me, you know, I'm just super enthusiastic, and I just want to do everything, and it's hard for me to stay on one course. Anyway, beside the point. So I just had this dream of coming to Los Angeles and just seeing what it was about when I was in the end of high school, honestly. So I got into college, I started looking for summer jobs out here, and I was homeschooled until I was in 8th grade. So I was my mom took me and my sister all over the place. We were able to travel all the way out west, up north to New York, and just a lot of things. So I was I want to come out west. So it started with a passion in me to just really come out here and see what it was about. But that was me at 18, 19 years old, and I didn't really know what that was. So anyway, when we were 20, we had been together for 11 months, something like that. I shared with her my passion for wanting to travel and wanting to come out here. So my cousin lived out here at the time, and we came out and visited, and we were this is awesome. But we'd only been together a year. We were 20. We still had college left. So honestly, we just put it on the back burner. And yeah, it's just you didn't revisit it. So then fast forward 2.5 years, 3 years, and we found out about a mission trip that we could go on with our church. Well, it was with Clayton King Ministries, but he's a pastor at our church as well, so it's kind of tied together. And we found out that they were going to come out here and work with the homeless people, it was a homeless ministry basically. And so we said, dude, we have to come on this, because if we're actually going to move out there one day, because we had been talking about it on and off through our relationship, then we need to experience what it's like to serve the city. So anyway, we did that. We came out here. We freaking loved it. And we were we got to go back. So we didn't really know what that looked like.
And we met a couple on the airplane.
Okay, yes. So, talk about that a little bit.
Oh, okay. So before we headed out to LA, one thing that the Lord really put on our hearts is yes, we're going to serve for the dream, at the Dream Center, but also be aware of people around you. And we kind of knew the Lord was gonna show us someone.
Well, like
or
we
something.
specifically prayed beforehand. Like I remember being in your bedroom, like on our knees at your bed and praying, like, Lord, help us meet the right people that we need to meet, because we knew if we moved out here again, like if we moved out here in the future, we needed to know people, so we wanted to build relationships. So like,
yeah. And so we got to the airport and we were kind of disappointed because we were like in the last boarding group. And so we were like the last people to board the plane. So we get onto the airplane and there's like an open seat next to like this couple. And so make a long story short, I happened to sit next to the couple. Alex sat across from me and we talked to them for the entire 5-hour flight. Like we got,
yes,
when
we
the
did.
flight was landing, we got up, got each other's phone numbers. And then after that, for the next like couple months, almost a year actually, we stayed in contact with them. And
yeah, so they reached out to us just about like helping us with marriage, with like financial things and whatnot. And so I'm like a young guy about to get married, same with her. And so we're like, yeah, we'll take all we can get. So we just kept up a relationship with them through the phone, and it was all good. It was all good. Learned a lot. And so that was like how that trip went. And so then we were like, okay, what's it really gonna look like for us to come out here though? And so to really go back to, for me spiritually, so I went to a school called New Spring Leadership College, which is a 2-year Bible program at the church where we attended. And she was going to Anderson University at the time, and the Lord like made it totally evident in my life that this is where I needed to go. It was the best decision ever. I loved it. Shout out New Spring College, Andrew Santel. Love you so much. It was just a great experience and just met so many awesome people. So if you went to New Spring College with me, I love everybody. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I just really like grew a lot spiritually there, and I knew that we were about to get married, and so we needed to take a next step. So a lot of the days in my quiet time, it was just me legitimately just praying like, okay, Lord, what do you want me to do for my next step? And I remember writing in my journal one day, and it was just like what I was hearing from the Lord. And I said, okay, like if this is what you want me to do, if you want me to move out there, I need a job and a place to stay. And so that was like kind of where I left it. And so then on May 1st of 2019, with the couple that we met through just talking with them on the phone and stuff, they offered us a job and a place to stay. And the place to stay is where we're filming this video right now. And that was just amazing. And so for me, like, if you know us and you're wondering why they just packed up and moved so close to when they got married, and you know, after they had things like established in Anderson where we were currently living with a nice church and everything like that, because the way I saw it in my mentors in my life, like when the Lord speaks and you have clarity, then you move.
you have to go.
Yes.
And that was like a thing for us. It wasn't just like, it became less of like a dream and more of a calling. And like
Yes.
the Lord was like, made it so clear, like, okay, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to leave everyone, which was really hard for me too. You're supposed to pick up, move to California, plant your roots there, and I will continue to show you what you're doing. And that's just like what he's done these last 4 months.
Yes. And so we didn't have any clarity of like what we were doing moving forward. All we knew was we had a job that was going to pay us enough to live and be comfortable, and we were going to trust the Lord with that, number one. And we knew whatever like our salary was, that it was going to work for us, and we were going to make it work. And so we knew that, and then we knew very little about the details of our job. Okay, so when we moved out here, we were just kind of like shooting in the dark. Like I said, we had a contract saying we were going to get paid, and we knew we had a place to live. And those were the things that like I really heard from the Lord. So we packed everything up and moved on October 21st, 2019. Got out here by the 26th. Started work on November 1st. And it is currently March 1st.
Yeah, and so since we've been out here,
November, December, January, February. So 4 months.
yeah. So now that we've been out here for 4 months, we thought that it would be good to like come on here and kind of share with y'all what's going on now and where we are now and what the Lord's doing in us. And so you want to tell them a little bit about our transition that we're happening?
Yep. So we're in the job that we came out here to do for 4 months, and like I said, like we really didn't know exactly what it was going to look like. And honestly, like if you go back and watch my videos before, like our video on the way out here, I kept saying, we're getting ready to move to the house that we're going to move to and start our new job, and who knows how long we're going to be there. And I just kept saying that because I would tell the people back home, we don't know, we're not going to put a time step on it because the Lord didn't do that for us. And so that gave us like a lot of freedom to kind of like flow with whatever the Lord was saying. He didn't say, work this job for a year, blah, 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 blah. So really the point is that our job didn't really work out, and it wasn't anything specific on like either side. I just think it just was clear that
it's not what the Lord had for us. Like,
absolutely.
Like, I believe that, like, obviously, like, the Lord, like, he doesn't change his mind, but I believe that, like, he brought us out here, allowed us to have that job because he was preparing our hearts for something more. And so
absolutely.
Last week we talked with our bosses and decided that for us and where we are, like, in our faith and like in our marriage and like in our lives, that continuing with our current job isn't what was best for us.
Right.
So here we are now, and we just like have learned a lot of things, like spiritually and emotionally and about our marriage, that we just want to share because we feel like it's so important and that it can help so many people. So Alex is just going to kind of share like a little bit about like our lives and like what it looks like to trust the Lord with everything. So
that's exactly right. So today this is a Sunday night, so we just got back from church a little bit ago, and I have no notes for this. I'm not looking at anything. Honestly, there's just like a couple things in my heart that I really just kind of want to say, and two of them I know have to do with money and being like feeling like you're ill-equipped. So straight to the point, we've gotten comments, and we still get comments of like, I wish I could do what you do. I wish I could have done what y'all did. Like, oh man, it's so cool. I look up to y'all because you moved out to LA, and they act like that, like they can't do it. So not everybody needs to pack up and move to LA, right? But there's a next step that like everybody needs to take. And it's probably not like what you want it to be, and it's not going to be very comfortable. It could literally be staying in the same city and just simply like getting a new roommate, or it could be, you know, getting a new job, or it could be moving all the way across the country and like leaving everything you know. And because we come from like really, really tight-knit families, and so we love our families very, very much. So that was a hard thing for us. But what I want to explain to you is that if you are a follower of Christ, you have the Holy Spirit living within you. Like every single second, every breath you take, everything you do, the Holy Spirit lives in you. The same power that breathed breath into your lungs, that created the entire universe, literally lives inside of you. So this lie that like the enemy can tell us that like you don't have what you need, you don't read your Bible enough, you don't have enough experience in ministry, blah 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 blah. Like those are literally lies, and they can feed into your brain so much. And it took 3+ years of me like battling with the Lord, battling with the enemy, and fighting with the Lord, like alongside of him is what I'm trying to say. Not like this, but like this. Of him like saying, you can do this, you're equipped, I'm going to equip you. And so I came out here not knowing what the heck we were really going to get into, but I knew the Lord's got me. And today, Pastor Diego from Hillsong Orange County, our awesome preacher there, he just really like confirmed that today. He was talking about evangelism, and he said, you literally are equipped. Like, one, you're called, just talking about evangelism, and then two, like, you're going to be equipped. And I started thinking about everybody who's watching this video, everybody who has a piece in our life and who doesn't really know us yet, but is going to like eventually get on our journey, is that you can literally do anything that you put your mind to. But you can still do that, but the important thing is knowing Jesus Christ in your heart. So confessing with your mouth, believing in your heart that Jesus Christ is Lord, and surrendering your life to him is the way that we get the Holy Spirit in us, who dwells in us, that gives us the power to really be equipped to do anything in life. And I just wanted to encourage y'all with that because it's very important to me, and it's been very important to our journey, and it's something we're having to tap back into. So that's one thing. Yeah. So what else would you add to that before I talk about money?
I think like it's important to know that like just because you say yes to something the Lord calls you to do doesn't mean it's going to be easy. And like, I feel like in the world that we live in today, like, it's so easy to make it look like it's easy. And like, that's another reason why we wanted to come on here and like share with y'all, is because if you look at our Instagram feed or whatever, it's like, oh, life is great, everything's perfect, everything's fine. And I mean, everything is fine, like, we're gonna be okay, but we want to be like real and raw with y'all and let you know that like there's sacrifice, and there's like just because you're obedient doesn't mean it stops there. Like, you have to continue to be in conversation with the Lord and like stepping out in faith and making bold moves. Like, you have to keep doing it. And so that was part of my heart, is why I wanted to be a part of this, is just because to let you know that like, just because you're obedient doesn't mean that everything's going to be perfect. We're still growing, we're still learning, and we're still every day having to wake up and say yes to whatever the Lord puts in front of us.
Yes. And so I kind of skipped ahead a minute ago, but as of today, March 1st, like, we don't have a job, and it was the appropriate time to move from our other job because of the next steps we were taking. It required us to be like, to commit for like a long time, and we knew that moving forward we weren't really willing to commit to October, and we didn't want to just like pick up and quit in the middle. And so we do have some opportunities lined up ahead of time, and we won't really mention those right now because we're not sure like what's going to play out and what's not, but we will continue to keep you updated. But right now what we know is that because of the way that we've spent our money, like, we're great. And I tell y'all that because not everybody's in that position, and I don't boast about that. I credit that to the people who taught me about money and taught her about things, and the way that she's very patient with me in our marriage, and the way that I'm patient with her, and like, we just work together so well. We work together so well. Yeah. And like, it's really great to know that when you're in a spot where you need to move forward, you don't have to say, well, I got to get that paycheck, so I got to like keep working this job that I hate because I'm living paycheck to paycheck, because my lifestyle that I created for myself like requires that, you know. And I think it's important, one, not to live paycheck to paycheck, and to set your budget according to where you don't have to do that, so you can save a lot of money. And two, if you save money the way you're supposed to, then when you need money to fall back onto in a transition period, you have it. So this comes to the third thing about tithing. Now,
let me add this.
Yeah, go ahead and add this before I like get deep with my heart.
No, it's okay. Sorry. I think like it's important, like, wow, it's a saying about money, and it's like, I think it's important to know, like, yeah, it's important to save money, very important, but it's also important to like trust the Lord with your money, and that's where we're gonna get at with tithing, right?
Exactly right.
Okay.
So also, the people who are like really, really close to me know some like the story that happened to me at New Spring College, where my whole second year got paid for. And it was really cool because I was struggling with the Lord. I had like no money, literally no job, was in college, and I just felt like I needed to give to the overflow offering at my home church. And I gave $200, which was our monthly payment. And that was in December. And then in April, the lady who worked at our college told me, hey, your whole second year's paid for. And that's like the very short story. The point is, through my whole life, the Lord has always provided for me financially. And I'm so, so, so grateful for that. And I say that with like complete praise to Him, because it's nothing that I've done. It's simply because of how much He loves me. And if you're in a situation where like maybe you don't feel like He's blessed you financially, like, just go back in your life to a time when you feel like He has, and keep going with that. And so what I want to talk about is, I'm so thankful that I can be in a place where I don't have a job, but the idea of tithing like is a no-brainer to me. And I want to encourage y'all with this, because I've explained this to her. I was like, okay, we're making this much money per month, and so it's like no question that we're going to tithe, you know, our first 10%. And we still like, we have other things that we contribute to and things like that. But the point is that there's never a time in your life, no matter what kind of bond that you get into, where you don't tithe. Because one, it's a command. Two, it's just being obedient. And three, every single thing that you have is the Lord's, especially your money. And so if we're going to spend it on things, we're going to pay our rent, we're going to go out and buy things, like we're stewarding God's money. And so I think it's really important, like, to set yourself up in a place to where right now, like, when I'm talking, I'm like thinking about college students specifically who don't really have a lot of money. And if you have the questions like I used to have of how do I tithe when I don't have any money, please, like, comment or something, like, contact me in any way you can. If you don't, like, know me personally, comment on this video, because I would love to talk to you about that. I learned so much about that at New Spring College. So anyway, I just want to, like, encourage y'all with that and say, dude, no matter where you are, like, give your 10%, be obedient, because he's going to provide for you.
Yeah. And
that's what he's done for us. So I know I just was kind of long-winded, but I just wanted to encourage y'all with that.
Yeah, and, like, another thing that, like, has blown my mind about this whole situation is, like, we're not worried. You know, like, we're excited for the future, but it's not like, oh my gosh, like, what's next? You know, because, like, we know,
True.
You know, we just, like, know that the Lord has us, and, like, I really believe that it's because of, like, how strong we are, like, in our faith and, like, in our marriage and stuff, that we're able to just, like, take a breath of fresh air. And so I just want to encourage anyone who's going through something, who can't really see what's next for them, to just know that, like, the Lord's got you, and that he's gonna like, provide for you, and he's a promise keeper, and he's a way maker, and he's not gonna let you down. So just keep it up, keep your head up, stay positive, and everything will be okay.
That's, yep, what she said. So, I know this is a long video, but we just wanted to kind of be candid with you, letting you know why we're out here, and we don't really know what we're doing. We don't know what our next job's going to be. We do not have clarity from the Lord of, like, this is your mission, like, this is what you need to, like, focus on, other than the fact that we need to be pointing people to Jesus, and we need to be, you know, carrying around the fragrance of heaven with us, and, like, the heavenly odor that we just, like, want to give off to people no matter what, that just literally shows love to people. Like, obviously that's what we're trying to do every day, but as far as, like, our next step, we don't know. And so we got home today, and we were kind of, like, we weren't really worried about it, but we were talking about it, and we said, well, we think we should just, instead of putting on this front and making everybody think by looking at our Instagram that when they see us, they say, oh, they're just having such a great time, which we are, but, like, there's no problems, there's no hiccups, anything like that. That's not the truth. The truth is what we just explained to y'all, and that what we're going through. And so we just wanted y'all to be on this transition period with us. We wanted y'all to be on the journey with us. And so we're always going to try to be open as open as we can and real through all of our videos. Yeah,
and the Lord just really showed us today. He was so sweet to us. Like, we obviously, like, you know, in between jobs right now, so we're, like, tightening up our budget, but we wanted to, like, go have coffee, and we, like, I'm, like, going to get emotional thinking about it.
But I didn't even think about this.
Yeah. And so we were like, you know what, let's just get out the house. Let's just go enjoy a cup of coffee together. And we get up to the register, and the guy, I say, do y'all have syrup, like, flavored? Because I don't like plain coffee. And the guy was like, where are you from? Like, because people don't say y'all around here. He said,
did you just say y'all?
Yeah, he said, did you just say y'all?
We were like, yeah, we did.
And I was like, yeah. And he was like, where are you from? And I was like, South Carolina. And he was like, oh, I'm from...
He's like, Birmingham.
Oh, yeah,
so
he said
he was
Birmingham
like,
or whatever. And so it was just cool. And then he gave us our coffee for free. And so, Aaron, if you're watching this video, shout out to you. You don't realize how much you blessed us today, and, like, how thankful we were for that. But it was just, like, the Lord is just so good, and he's so sweet. And we just wanted to encourage anyone who's watching this. So, sorry for the tears. I thought I was going to make it without it, but...
That's great. So, really, like, just thank y'all for watching this video. Honestly, we want y'all to share this, like, with people. You know, take a screenshot, put it on your Insta story. One, just because we want exposure for our YouTube channel, because we want it to grow so we can reach more people. But two, if somebody just needs, like, spiritual encouragement or things like that, please just share it.
Yeah.
Definitely subscribe to our channel so you can get more of our videos. But also, just help the video, like, go up by liking it and things like that. Like, I don't say that for our popularity, but so other people can hear, like, testimonies of what the Lord's doing in our lives. And I just personally want to say thank you to everybody who supports us back home.
Yeah. Amen.
We don't really have anybody, like, supporting us, like, financially or anything. I just mean like the simple DMs of like, hey bro, looks like you're having fun of time. I love you. Like, you don't understand how much those mean to us. Like, it's just great. And so we love y'all so much, and we hope that we can encourage y'all and that we can just be a light in y'all's lives. And so thank y'all for tuning in.
If you need anything, seriously, let us know. Comment, DM us. Like, we don't do this for ourselves. Like, we want to be here for people, and we want to love people and serve people well. So
yeah,
let us know
if
you need anything.
Thank y'all for watching this. We love y'all so much, and stay tuned.